Hello, and welcome back to Sudoku Topology, puzzle C6, where we have our fake hypercube geometry, it looks like. What?
What?
Well, we're going to have to do some research into what the regions are, given the, floating points connected to nothing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we're using the digits 1 through 9. Okay, and so it's
the outer cube includes this random floating thing.
Yeah, the inner cube includes that random floating thing. The right hand. So the constructor didn't believe that we had had enough, even though I was just celebrating that we had officially finished with the most cursed grid. The constructor did not believe we had had enough of the cursed grids with random things that are only on one face. So we have additional, just like an uglier version of the previous one, is what we appear to have.
So.
And then we've got some thermos.
Yeah, so there's probably some four-dimensional reasoning that makes these make sense, which is, more than our little brains are capable of. And given digits.
It is true, we have given digits. So this one joins the top face. There should be a button that lets you cycle through all the regions that contain a particular cell.
So that tip-top one joins the large cube.
Yes.
And then the one below it, I think, joins the top face. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a floating one that joins the face that it's floating above, for every face. And then the tip-top one joins the outer cube, and then the very center one joins the inner cube.
Sounds reasonable.
So that's how we can think about it.
So the short version is that's not a 3.
That's definitely not a 3. There's no 3 on that thermo.
So this is at least 4.
That's at least 5.
Why is it at least 5?
Because there's no 3 on the
right. Sorry, that's
that
what
point.
yeah. I was miscounting.
So yes, that's at least 5.
Okay, this is assuredly a look at the intersection of two regions and notice that there's some equivalence thing.
Oh yeah, because this topology, well, we've only before looked at this topology without the extra floaties, but in that region it was very restricted where a digit could go in. So like a digit in the inner box, where would it go in the outer box? Was like highly restricted.
Like these two are the same, so let me give them each a color. Or sorry, yeah. So it's that one and that one, and then so those two. And maybe I actually make both of those yellow, and maybe we just outright do this as set and just compare that to the union of the top and the bottom.
So that's 2 sets of the digits 1 to 9.
So that's 2 sets of the digits 1 to 9. And so we can remove all the overlap. Doop-doo. To get that, the 2 yellow cells and the 2 purple cells contain the same digits.
There may be a more useful way.
Assuredly. But that just means we've got these things everywhere. Because presumably if we turned the thing, that would tell us that these 2 cells also have the same digits. And
yeah, you could
also
highlight...
these 2 cells also have the same digits, presumably.
Yeah, so you can highlight...
So I think we're going to get that those are all the same. That's what
Let's highlight the inner box and the outer box.
Okay, you're going to be responsible for remembering where these cells are.
Okay.
While we do that.
Let's highlight the inner box cells in yellow and the outer box cells in yellow. And then let's highlight one of the sandwich pairs in purple. Now remove the overlap.
Yeah. And so now we get exactly what I said, which is that all of those pairs are 3, 6 is just what we're going to get, right?
I think so, but let's try it.
You want me to actually do it, yeah?
Yeah.
I understand. Make me do all the labor around here. Okay. There we go. So now these just are 3, 6.
Which means all of the floaters are 3 and 6.
Yes. By the sort of equivalence of like once those 2 were, then these 2 were, and so on.
Without loss of generality and
yeah.
So on and so forth.
Okay, so this thermo is interesting because it has a 3-6 in the tip and a 3-6 in the bulb. So I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say that it's that. So this is a 4 or a 5, but also that 3 tells me that this is a 6 because of that equivalence, right? And this 6 tells me that's a 3 because of that equivalence. I
think I believe that. I think that's what we just said. Okay. Well, that's a start.
Tain't nothing, as they say. Okay, so basically everything that's not an outer digit is then just from 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9.
Yes. So let's be gross and good lift the entire 4-length thermo.
Okay, so the minimum it can be is 1, 2, 4. Oh, and it can't be 4, 5 because of the bottom, right? I'm not crazy.
Right, it can't be 4, 5. So it's minimum 1, 2, 4, 7.
Okay, and maximum 9, 8, 7, 5. And so this is 2 or 4. This is 5 or 6. This is 5 or 7. And this is 7, 8, or 9. That feels like I screwed up.
I think that's
somehow
correct.
Oh, I have a 6 pencil marked here. That's definitely not right.
Although, so the 4, 5, 7, 8 can definitely never be as high as... Oh, never mind. I was going to say something that's not true.
Yeah, somehow something got screwed up.
We could...
Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, maybe it's actually
start
okay.
over,
somehow
but I
two
think
of them,
this is right.
Some of them have that, and some of them do not.
Now, if there's a 5... Look. Well, these two can't be 4-5 because they see this 4-5.
Agree. I think we should be trying to do things with set rather than trying to do things with good lifting thermos to death.
Okay. We could... The one thing I would leave is the 789, but if you want to clear the rest of the thermo...
I'm totally okay with it if we leave this stuff here.
Okay.
So... maybe we actually chase... like a stupid 1. Because I think I can place a 1 if I highlight the right face. So the 1 on this face is in one of these cells. Just by nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that these cells across the top face, wherever that is, there we go. Literally last choice. It means these cells are all not 1.
Yeah.
So now, where does the 1 go in this face over here? Not that one. That one. I think there's only one. Oh, there's 2 spots. Well, that's irksome. It's one of these 2 as a 1. Right?
Yeah.
Because it can't go partially along a thermo. So one of the 2 green cells is a 1. Is there anything that would previously... No, I don't think there's anything that previously marked as being able to be 1 that could
Okay,
be.
so that's where the 1 goes, both in the left face here and in the bottom face.
Okay, let's do this. I think the red cells just are these cells. Because of the way the top and bottom interact.
Yeah, it's the top and the right face from here, I think. That's pretty trivial.
Yeah, if you take the top and the right face and you look at their intersection, they intersect in these 4 cells.
Yeah, now we get to ignore...
3-6 is just a completely independent batch of stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting that they had these floating ones because the effect of that was... I guess the effect of that was to place 3 and... I think the entire effect of the 3 6s in this puzzle was to make this 1 cell 4-5. Because apart from that, they could just not be there, and we have 2 fewer digits, and...
So the point is that the bulb of this thermo, if I look at where it goes in those 4 cells, it can't go either of these places because they share the outer cube. Mm-hmm. So it goes in one of these places, which means it's at least 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 4, 5, 7, or 8, which means that this one is at least 5. 7, 8, 9.
So where are we having trouble placing low digits now?
Does mean this cell's not a 7. Because if this cell was a... maybe that's not true. I was going to say that would make these 7, 8, 9 and break this cell, but it would actually make these 7, 8, 9 and just make that cell a 5. So maybe okay.
Which would definitely make the bulb of that a 4, so that's very restrictive.
How are we ever disambiguating which of these is 3, 6?
Did we do something wrong?
That was what I was curious of.
Well, that bottom face still needs a 3 or a 6 not in that cell.
Oh,
So I
we
think
did do something wrong.
we did do
which
stuff
is
wrong.
to
So
yeah,
the 3,
so-
6 pencil marks were right. But those aren't all the 3s and 6s in the puzzle.
right. So that part was correct, but then after that, we started assuming that
Nothing else
and,
could
yeah.
be 3, 6, which is wrong.
yes.
That only took us 15 minutes to realize, but thank you for realizing that.
But I think if we just ask where does this 4-5 go on the back face, I think we might know. Because I know it doesn't go there or there or there or there or there or there, and it doesn't go there. So I think this 4-5 is actually just placed on this back face here.
Yep. So those are the
So
same
these
digit.
Yep.
And that's probably what we were supposed to look at from the very beginning.
Yes, and so I think we're going to get a similar...
So where does that mean... Hold still.
but it's going to be slightly tricky because you're going to have to pay attention. So there we specifically needed to know that this wasn't a 3-6 in order for that to work.
Yes.
So we did know that, but we have to be slightly careful of that in the future.
Got it. Okay, that's the complication of this puzzle. That is interesting because last time, and now that I'm remembering clearly, last time you did a puzzle on the Hypercube, you were like, well, there can't be much more to the Hypercube because we've sort of wrung all we can out of the deductions of this topology. But these floating cells throw a wrench into that and make us figure stuff out from a new point. So I think without the floating cells, this just wouldn't be an interesting puzzle, taking into account the puzzle you've already done.
Yes, I think that is true. So this is certainly a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for whatever it's worth. Okay, so the outer one still needs a 6 somewhere.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Do we know where that 6 goes?
Not on the right face.
Yeah, not anywhere over there, right?
So
And
it's
not
definitely
on the back face either, right? So it's
right.
so if I highlight the outer face, I know these aren't 6. I know that's not a 6, and I know these aren't 6, right?
There's one more that you know isn't 6. Is the end of that thermo. Because it sees 6 in the floating cell.
Yes. So one of these two is 6. Would sure be nice if it was this one at the bottom, wouldn't it?
It's probably worth pencil marking.
Yeah, I'll just give these a color and say one of these two is 6.
And you can mark that one cell isn't 6 at the end of the thermo. The 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 isn't 6. It just sees a 6 by Sudoku.
Yes, that is true. So yeah, I'd kind of like it to have to be that is where the 6 is, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, that would be nice.
So what about the inside one? What does that look like? So yeah, so that one needs...
That one still needs a 3.
Yeah, that one still needs a 3.
And that's very restricted. I think it can only go in 2 cells.
Yeah, so it's not here, 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 here. It's not there or there. It's one of these two, right?
Yep, one of those is a 3. Although you still have this under 6.
Yeah, so one of these two is a 3. We can go ahead and give those an orange. So is the point going to be that we have some sort of weird X-wing with this nonsense? Because those cells see each other via one
right.
of the
So
faces,
nothing
right?
else.
There we go. So yeah, so there's that, and so one of these is a 6, one of these is a 6. That's all the 6s.
Right. So there's no more 6s in.
Yeah, I guess
in
basically the point
top
is
or the
when we
bottom.
previously had said, okay, there aren't any 3 6s, that's not true. But once we've placed this 6 and this 3, there are no more 3 6s. But yeah, so there are no more 3s and 6s. There's 1 6 in yellow and 1 3 in orange, and those are the only 3 6s in the puzzle. I think that are left, other than the ones on these faces, of course. And we actually know the 3s and 6s are sort of opposite. So either that's... Oh, well, here's another point. That's not a 3. Because it's the 4th cell along a thermo.
Oh, that's what we're supposed to see. Right there. That's it.
So that's a 3. And now that is a 3... It is going to tell me that this is a 6 because I'm pretty sure it sees it via one of these nonsense-y things.
Top face.
There we go. Yep. So that's a 3 via our pairs.
And now
lower... that 6, I think, sees that.
Yep.
As being...
top face
that,
again.
Yep. So that is a 6. It was just a matter... I knew which face it was. I just couldn't figure out which color it was. So that does give us our 6, 7, 8, 9. Get rid of the orange as well.
So that other cell at the end of the thermo just is a 5.
Yep. Making that a 4.
The other green is also a 4.
The other green is also a 4.
So maybe now we could lift the one remaining 2-cell thermo?
It's just a 1 and a 2, right? Because by the bottom region, the only digits missing from the bottom region are 1 and 2, I think. Yeah, the only 2 digits missing from this are 1 and 2. So that's a 1 and that's a 2.
Now we just do Sudoku.
Yep, now we just ask where 2 goes on the top face, and the answer is there, right?
Yes.
And we ask where 7 goes on the inner cube, and I think the answer is there. And where 8 goes on the inner cube, and I think the answer is there.
Yep. 9 on the outer cube.
9 on the outer cube. Uh-oh.
Not there.
Oh, 9 on the outer cube here, yes. 1 on the outer cube here. And 5 on the inner cube there.
Okay, I do think I'm going to keep our earlier misadventures.
I think it did help us with understanding what was happening in the puzzle.
I liked that puzzle. Once we got our heads on straight. It was fun.
It was very satisfying once you realized, oh, I've placed the 6 in a bulb of a length 4 thermo. That was what was happening. Yeah, this was cleverly constructed to at least make it so that once you saw the thing you were supposed to see, the additional pain was minimized.
Right. Once you saw you got strongly rewarded for your deductions.
And now the puzzle is done.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for this puzzle. We'll be back tomorrow with more Sudoku Topology. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe to our channel for more of this and more of other puzzling goodness.
Don't forget we have a playlist of all our Sudoku Topology videos, so if you want to watch any of the ones you've missed, go ahead and look at the playlist in the description and you can watch them all.
There's also going to be a link on screen for the playlist as well. So, yes, thanks for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye for now.